Mic check 1 2 1 2. Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy No Pardons here, and I gotta say, man, I'm a hater. So, as you all have seen, if you're in the boxing scene, in the boxing video game scene, that is, there are 2 mods going around for Fight Night Champion. Woohoo! Greatest boxing game ever. There's Fight Night Revival. I believe there's one called Fight Night Revival, and there's one called Fight Night Forever. Yes, the infamous Fight Night Forever. I've been seeing these mods, and they look cool, right? They look cool. But isn't that part of the problem? There's now a discussion going on about whether or not Fight Night is better than Undisputed or Undisputed is better than Fight Night. The argument that was bound to happen with any game that would have jumped into this genre and try to make something happen, right? So here's my thing. Both games are pretty ass. And I think that the comparison is always going to be drawn up to like a moot point because both games are ass. Fight Night Champion killed the franchise. It's the one that killed the franchise. It wasn't even received well by the people who liked the games before it. So when we put on our nostalgia glasses, right, that's the only boxing game we had at the time like that. So of course it's going to be the pinnacle of boxing gaming because it's the only one. You feel what I'm saying? But in terms of best Fight Night games, if you ask a lot of people who really are into Fight Night and really enjoy Fight Night, they'll tell you that there's not a lot of people that are going to say Fight Night Champion is their favorite one. In my opinion, the people that really fuck with Fight Night, a lot of them are not going to say Fight Night Champion is my favorite Fight Night. They're going to say round 3 for a fact. After being on the internet for so long, because I used to think Champion was the one. In my personal opinion, of course, looking back now and being able to kind of analyze the game with more depth, right? You realize that Fight Night Champion is a very shallow example of boxing, but it's a fun fighting game, if that makes any sense. But most people would say round 3. Most people would say, a lot of people would say round 4. I've seen the first one, Fight Night 2004, being thrown around, but a lot of people are gonna mostly say round 3. Round 3 was like the pinnacle for people. I didn't even know. Last year was the first time I found out that there was a PS3 version of round 3. I thought that was on the PS2. I never knew that came out on the PS3. By the time I got a PS3, we were already playing round 4. So me going back and playing round 3, I kind of get it a little bit. In my personal opinion, my favorite one is round 4. Even though it doesn't have the best punch animations and stuff like that, round 4 felt like the most. It's the closest we might have gotten to like more sim kind of boxing. You also the way you can punch off angles and stuff like that. Round 4 was pretty special. Like even visually, like it was a bit ahead of its time. The character models were a little too like muscled up. Everybody was like they were juicing, but that actually looked pretty good for its time. The impact looked good from the punches. Being able to throw the overhand, the head moving in round 4, the reach advantage and how distance matters so much in that game too. It was the closest thing for me that we had to like a sort of sim boxing game. I mean, but that PS3 version of round 3 is mad impressive for its time. Of course I'll put some examples up on the screen, but this whole fight is Fight Night Champion better than Undisputed. For me, they both have the same issues, right? Minus like Undisputed has the better footwork over Fight Night Champion. That's obvious, right? We had cement blocks for shoes in Fight Night. And well, not even cement, but it was like ice blocks where we were just sliding all over the ring. There was no real footwork. Fight Night Champion didn't have many unique punch sets. I had a lot of people arguing me down like they had mad unique punches, and they really didn't. Everybody pretty much fights the same in that game. It's a knockout simulator as far as boxing goes, right? They have good snappy hook animations, good uppercuts. The jabs and the straights I'm not the biggest fan of, but they were quick. They flowed together pretty sort of well. But Undisputed does not have the punch animation, so Fight Night has that over Undisputed. But Undisputed undoubtedly has the footwork. You see Emmanuel Augustus, you see Lomachenko, you see there's a couple guys that have like Ali. Who else has some? Larry Holmes, I believe he has like his own unique footwork. There's a couple people that have their own like movements and stances and stuff, so they have that over Fight Night Champion, right? Fight Night Champion probably has a better career mode than Undisputed, in my opinion. Even though I feel like the career mode in Fight Night Champion took a step back from like round 4 and stuff like that. There's just something that felt like it was missing there because they focus so heavy on that story. That story carries. First, all right, let me get this clear. A lot of y'all remember Fight Night Champion because of that story. It was not because of the modes outside, because even the career mode, there was a bug in the career mode where once you got to the fight with Ali, if you were a heavyweight, the game would freeze and you couldn't even get past that fight. Like there was no fix for it. It never happened. It never happened. So the story mode is what really carried Fight Night Champion, in my opinion. People really rock with that story, and I rock with that story as well. I think that was probably one of the best stories EA has ever done in like a sports game. But the story carried Fight Night Champion. Undisputed has none of that. Offline for Undisputed is bare bones. It is bad. The career mode in Undisputed is bad. It's menus mostly. I wish they would have introduced like training in gyms and stuff like that. Undisputed is not in my opinion, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, it looks like PS3 graphics, and I don't know. Undisputed is actually not a bad looking game. Graphics wise, it looks great, but it just plays so bad. It plays so bad, man. Online's a nightmare, man. Power punches, lean back spam that makes the punch targeting go all over the place, which is already bad. The punch targeting in Undisputed is so bad. The block colliders on the guards that they have in the game, absolutely terrible. The punches are flying all over the place. Half the time the straight to the body is not landing, and it's a bad animation anyway. Those body hooks are atrocious. It's the worst thing that they've done, in my opinion, was change to the Joe Frazier body hooks. That is the worst thing that they've ever done in all of the updates. That is the one biggest mistake. I feel like it bogs the game down so much. But let me not go on a whole rant. There's things that both those games have over each other, but both games are just bad. And I think we have to stop doing the comparison thing. They're both bad boxing games. They're not good boxing games. They're good fighting games. If you just call it a fighting game, if you call Undisputed a fighting game, then I can change my opinion on me thinking the game is bad. Because like you can do whatever you want in this game. It's not really leaning on it's not really trying to simulate boxing like it should, in my opinion. There's some good stuff in there. Like I said, there's some good footwork in there. Some of the punch animations are pretty good as well. Like the ladies have the best like body jabs in the game. I was using Natasha Jonas like the other day, and yeah, she has a really good snappy jab. Even her hooks were really good too. Like they just seem to be sitting, their stance is a lot lower. It looks more like what the game should look like, but I don't know. I don't know why they chose those body hooks. My brain is like all over the place. Those body hooks are so bad, y'all. But I just think that we gotta drop this comparison thing. Both those are both bad examples for boxing games, in my opinion. And yo, the craziest shit is Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Champion both had microtransactions. Before y'all was screaming on the internet about microtransactions, they had microtransactions. You feel what I'm saying? So look at who y'all asking to put out a fucking boxing game, a sports game, Madden, FIFA, NHL, No Live, and all of those games are ass as far as I've been told. They're all bad. and riddled with microtransactions. Y'all are begging this company that has been finessing us for like, oh my God. I can't even give y'all the amount of time because it's been that long that they've been finessing like that. They had us paying for boxers in a fucking boxing game. Like they're some of they started that tradition a long time ago. That was over a decade ago. It's 2026, yo. Fight Night Champion dropped fucking 13 years ago. And they had microtransactions in the game before that. You mad at Undisputed for doing it to you, but you're begging the company that's basically like they did it. That's the formula. Undisputed is just following the formula. They just happen to have this rookie ass team that be making rookie ass mistakes. Listen to your community. Listen to exactly what the community is asking for. We don't want no more skins and venues. Slide me them new punch animations. Slide me some more mocapped animations for these unique fighters y'all got in the game. Terrence Crawford is retired. Go get his old ass and get them punch animations. And then get somebody with a real Philly shell to give y'all real Philly shell animations. And switch up Joe Frazier's body hooks. Please, God, please. Shout out to Darkseid. He like one of the only other people I see that say that. Get rid of them body hooks. That's like top 5 worst decisions made by Steel City. Ugh. Are you shitting me? If you call them fighting games, then we're talking about something different here. But we really, we have to stop hyping. First of all, we got to take the nostalgia glasses off. Fight Night Champion is not even the best Fight Night game. In my opinion, it killed the franchise. I think it killed the franchise. I'm almost certain it killed the franchise. We have not gotten a boxing game since. We have not. They have not even thought about it. Boxing was already falling off, but there's no way you don't still try to keep making a box. Boxing is always going to be around. Like it's made this resurgence now. Not even now. Boxing made this resurgence not that long ago. So why haven't we even gotten a real announcement about a boxing game? And that's like EA's not doing that. And we're not going to get a great combat sports game from EA either. Y'all see UFC. What do you think is going to happen when Fight Night comes out? You think you're going to get the ultimate boxing game from EA right now? Come on, y'all. Be for real. Some of those animations that are in UFC 5 have been in mad games. Like these legacy animations that they've been around for mad games. Some of those punches even look like the Fight Night punches, but we'll talk about that later. Listen, man, the bar needs to be a lot higher. If you call yourself a boxing fan, the bar needs to be a lot higher. Punches landing and getting knockouts in a boxing game, that being like the bar to like, oh my God, this is why this is the best boxing game ever. That's bad. That's bad. You got these mods, and shout out to these mod teams, you know what I mean? At least they're trying to make something fun. I don't want to put them down. I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to put them down. But essentially what you did is exactly what Steel City did with Undisputed. You just gave us skins. The big updates, the big mods, these big mods, it's just giving us skins to put on top of something that, to me, feels incomplete. You're just putting skins on top of it. There's no effort. I know you can't do that with mods, so that's why I don't want to come down hard on the mods, but I also want people to these are the things that y'all get excited for. And that's why the bar continues to be low, because they see what y'all get hyped for. Somebody said they put Gervonta Davis in Fight Night Champion, and everybody, oh my God, yo, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And and then you go back and you realize it's just Fight Night Champion with some skins. It's what Undisputed does with these DLCs, the same thing. It's the same thing. You got the Klitschko brothers. They got generic animations. Cover star Terrence Crawford, generic animations. Sugar Ray Leonard, generic animations. Come on, man. We got to set the bar higher in the combat sports community. In sports in general, it's like this with every single sports. The bar is in hell, y'all. What the fuck? It's in hell. I'm thinking the Fight Night Forever, because I know there was one mod where somebody was changing up punch sets and styles and all that. I think it was the UFC Forever joint where they was changing shit up to make it feel a lot better than it did. And I was like, man, that's fire. And then the Fight Night Champion mod is just venues and skins. It's what Steel City did. That's a finesse. Then they got exclusive Discord access. I'm hearing people getting kicked out of Discords over a Fight Night Champion mod. Be for real, man. Be for real, man. Be for real, bro. You crashing out, getting kicked out of, nah, I don't think people are crashing out, but you getting kicked out of Discords over a Fight Night Champion mod. You chasing them that hard. Cause that's how they treating people. You see people like, oh, they're kicking people out of Discord, but it's cool though, you know. I'm just gonna try out their cool mod. Nah, man. We gotta have a better standard than that, dog. Them dudes ain't do nothing but steal some. Yo, listen, I'm over here choking. All they did was steal some textures from somewhere, probably Undisputed, and pictures on the internet, and they slapped it on Fight Night Champion. Now all of the skins you got are all fighting the same. What that sound like? Don't it sound like the same complaints we had about the DLC from Steel City? The bar's in hell, man. Let's really put the press on everybody that got a box. Listen, Bloody Knuckle Street Boxing, it's ugly. Shout out Love C. It's an ugly game. But the ugly games be the ones that play the best. It don't have the best graphics, but the mechanics in Bloody Knuckle Street Boxing, when we talking boxing, yo, it got a pivot in it. What other game has a pivot? Undisputed don't have a pivot. Fight Night Champion never. There's not a fight night in this world that had a pivot. You kidding me? But y'all don't want to get into it because it's ugly. And it don't have Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, Tyson Fury, and Alexander Usyk. He charging $30, but you gotta get behind some real shit. You paid the same for Undisputed. And look at what you got. Your punches won't even land. Sugar Ray Leonard is throwing Joe Frazier's body hooks. Tyson Fury, 7-footer, throwing Joe Frazier's body hooks. And then you go back to Fight Night, and Ali's fighting like Tyson, is fighting like Sugar Ray Robinson, is fighting like Vinny Paz, is fighting like Isaac Frost. The bar's in hell, bro. We need to take back video games from greedy corporation. Listen, all I'm saying, get behind check out Bloody Knuckles if you haven't. Just go look up a video of Bloody Knuckles. Pivots, jab, straight, hooks, different stances already. It's one man. If you can get behind something like Undisputed, you can get behind a $30 game on Steam. It's trying to get this man up off the ground so he can actually make us the mechanically sound boxing game that we want. They got tactic boxing outside. We got Claimer Uncut with Truth Unbound. There's just other shit to focus on. The Undisputed Fight Night chatter and the fucking conversation and comparisons, it's over with. That shit is mid. That shit is mid, man. We having a comparison between shit and feces. It's not good. Both the games ass. We getting finessed every way. we need a boxing game real bad. We need a boxing game bad, man, because it's bad out here right now. It's bad out here right now, the kind of discussions that we're having for boxing games that these companies want to keep giving us. We are going to stay trapped in this loop of having to play bad fucking games. Y'all don't want to play bad games. I don't want to play bad games anymore. I don't want to get finessed into buying $150 worth of VC every year because I want to make my fucking my player better. I want an NBA Live back. I also don't want to play a boxing game that mechanically is not sound at all. And I don't want to pay $15 to play with one of my... If they put Floyd Mayweather in the fucking game and he doesn't have unique animations, how would you feel about that as a boxing fan? Ask yourself that. We need to ask for better. I don't want no more Fight Night Champion mods. I want a better boxing game. But shout out to those mod teams, though, because they are trying to... Listen, again, they're trying to spice shit up, so I don't want to act like I'm shitting on them. It's not their fault that we're here. But us as consumers, we got to figure out what the fuck we want to put our money into. It can't be these mediocre ass games anymore, though. As a boxing fan, you got to pack that shit the fuck up. I hope to see Bloody Knuckles come up and actually do something great. I hope to see Truth Unbound come out and do something great, amazing, change the landscape of boxing games. Dead ass. Dead ass, y'all. But listen, it's your boy No Partners. I had to rant a little bit. I feel like I had this on my chest for a minute. I haven't put up any content on YouTube, so we'll make a comeback. I haven't been able to turn my camera on and stuff, so this is why we had to transform, you feel me? But we'll be back with more content. We might come back with some Undisputed content. We might come back and try out one of the mods, see what they're looking like. I mean, I know what it's going to be, but, we'll try it out. It might have some cool looks in there. I see some people playing on Parsec and stuff like that, so we're going to try to pop out, come back outside, man. Talk some video games. Talk some Undisputed. Hopefully we see the team at Steel City wake up, smell the coffee, and get to the real business this year. It's 2026, man. We just want better for us as boxing fans. We just want a better product, for real. But you know what? We out of here, man. Peace, 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 peace.